Hello, people of the internet. Welcome to a trailer scrub. Today we're going to be doing BloodShot, the new Vin Diesel movie that comes out in March. It looks pretty good. I've seen the trailer. I'm going to watch through the trailer one time with all of y'all and then sort of go back and see what it sees. See what we can break down and figure out. And then we will, after the movie comes out, I'll give it like a week or so. And then we can go back through and watch this video and see what I was right, see what I was wrong about. So buckle up and let's go through this journey together.
And initiate sequence.
Gina, I'm home.
Memories are made of this.
What is this place?
I'm sorry to be the one to tell you this, but you got yourself killed. At RST, we rebuild the most important assets in the US military. Soldiers like yourself. You're the first who we've successfully managed to bring back, but improved, enhanced. With the technology in your veins, you have an army inside you that will not only make you stronger, it will heal you instantly.
Holy shit.
Now tell me, do you remember anything?
Gina.
Where are you going?
I've got unfinished business. I'm gonna find the man who murdered my wife and kill him.
Oh, that's not good. All right, shut him down. And initiate sequence. Okay, who is the next target for elimination?
Memories are made of this.
Tell me, do you remember anything?
Do I know you guys?
I don't think so.
They've been manipulating you. What you think is real sometimes ain't.
And initiate sequence.
You can't control me forever.
Sure about that?
Revenge is what makes a man like you exceptional.
You know nothing about men like me.
That is absolutely fantastic.
I feel like I just heard this. Are they playing this on repeat?
March 13th comes out. So let's go back to the beginning. Yeah, it looks overall it looks pretty good. I mean, I'd give the trailer a solid 6 out of 7 or 6 or 7 out of 10. I don't mind it. I'll definitely see it. I mean, even if I wasn't doing this, I'm a sucker for comic book movies, so not huge on actual comic books, but comic book movies, superheroes, supervillains, everything like that, absolutely. So let's go through this little by little.
And initiate sequence.
So that must have been like the flashback. I'm assuming whenever they reset him, it like gives you like a little rewind on how like essentially erasing his life. It shows he was in the military, which they touch on later.
Gina, I'm home.
So I'm wondering if he retired from the military or if he just came back from a deployment with that "I'm home." Makes me think that he retired and she's still worried about him going out and having to go get deployed again, so he reassures her, "I'm home," like for good. Nice establishing shot. It looks kind of like Rio from Fast Five, I think it was. But I don't know. I don't see the big statue, so it may not be Rio.
Memories are made of this.
So this must be how they do the sequence with him laying in that, and then they input all of the memories and everything. It looks later on like they changed the memories, but it showed a little bit of um, his eyes sort of flashed. Um, it looks like they essentially erase all of his memories up to a certain point, but leaves the ones of his wife, because it seems like that's going to be what is his driving factor.
What is this place?
I'm sorry to be the one to tell you this, but you got yourself killed.
He's not sorry. So I do wonder how he actually got there, because obviously I don't think he got himself killed. Um, so I wonder if they like, kidnapped him after he retired, or if he did go back into the military on a deployment and got like captured, um, or if maybe he just got kidnapped in America, not on deployment, just as a civilian.
At RST.
RST initials, normally a good sign for a bad guy. Um, I'll let you draw with that from out of America. What you want?
We'd rebuild the most important assets in the U.S. military. Soldiers like yourself.
So it's saying he still is in the military, but that could be a misdirect, and he isn't in the military anymore. But they erase him actually retiring, so he thinks that he never made it home. Maybe that's pure speculation. But
You're the first who we've successfully managed to bring back. But improved, enhanced.
what is it with these movies? And anytime somebody gets like super strength, the first thing they do is try to punch through a cement block. I don't know if that would be the first. I would try to like lift a car maybe, or lift something, or run real fast or something like that. But it seems like all the time everybody just tries to punch through like a cement wall or cement pillar like that. I don't think that would be my first thing. What would you guys do? As far as if you woke up for either like this, or you just randomly woke up with powers, super strength, would you just immediately punch something that you normally couldn't punch through? And then of course the always fun nanobots, assuming is what gives him the powers to reheal. It seems like he can heal.
Technology in your veins. You have an army inside you that will not only make you stronger, it will heal you instantly.
Holy shit.
That kind of looks like the Terminator in T2 whenever he would heal. I don't know if that's the same type of technology, maybe. I mean, probably not the same exact thing. It's two completely different movies, but sort of what that special effects reminds me of. But he seems pretty invincible, so it should be interesting how they build suspense with somebody that can pretty much instantly heal, unless that's just trailer magic. It seems like he cut him, he turned it around and looked, and it was healing already, so I don't see how you can build suspense that he might die if he instantly heals.
Now tell me, do you remember anything?
So that goes to show that they do show exactly what he deletes to his memories. So maybe they were both kidnapped. So I don't know if his wife is ever actually in danger, or if that's just a memory they implanted. But that song is going to. I can tell that song's going to play so much, and everybody's going to be leaving the theater with it in its head. That'll be fun to read reviews on. See how many people, how long it stays in people's heads. But see, I don't know if she was ever in danger, or maybe she did die. Maybe an enemy from like a terrorist organization or something figure out who he was, and they actually did kidnap her and killed her, and they just learned about it, and now they're just using that for their advantage to get them to eliminate people.
Where are you going?
I've got unfinished business. To find the man who murdered my wife.
Lofty goal. I feel like that's going to be the premise of the main movie. You're probably like halfway through the movie right now. Once he starts to figure out where or who his person is, I have a feeling the first kill you'll probably figure out. I think it's an hour, almost right under a 2 hour movie. So you probably figure out within the first hour that they're manipulating it somehow. and then you'll have like about an hour of him doing their bidding and then slowly figuring it out. But we'll see. Let's see what happens next.
Kill him.
Yeah, like that. I mean, he's just blowing. They're blowing him away with machine guns. Then he just forearms through one. Like, how do you build suspense that he might die if the bullets are doing absolutely nothing? He's instantly healing. So how are you building suspense that he might actually die? His face is literally getting blown off, and it's just gonna.
Oh, that's not good.
So it looks like his skin actually came back into him, like his skin pulled away and then came right back to him. So it's not even, they're not forming new skin, it doesn't look like, it's just repairing what's there. So maybe if they cut off an arm or cut off his head, maybe. But I don't see, I mean, it was decent far away, so you'd have to take it pretty far before it started healing again. But I don't see how you build the suspense.
All right, shut him down.
So after he does kill whoever they want to, they apparently have nanobots, so they can just shut him down. And they essentially do just that. So I wonder if that's more after he starts figuring out that they're manipulating him, and he's starting to come back to them and sort of attack them and turn on them. And that's why that face is so scared, because they realize he's screwed up and they have to redo everything again and hopefully suppress the memories better.
And initiate sequence. Okay, who is the next target for elimination?
And they've eliminated 4 by that, it looked like. So it looks like this is at least the 4th time they've went through it. So I wonder if we'll get to see all 4 of them, or if they will just skim past them and sort of do this that you see in the trailer, and it's just one person, and then they go for another one. It's just going to be 2 people.
The next target for elimination.
Oh no, it looked like they deleted one out of there, so it was only 4 showing, so who knows how many it's been. But he eliminated the 5th one there, so who knows how many. I wonder if they'll ever let you know how many times he went through the procedure. Maybe that's why there's some underlying message or underlying memories.
Elimination.
Yeah. So yeah, there's 4, and then that's actually the name, not the name, the face for the one that popped up last. So maybe he does eliminate him. Maybe this is the first guy he goes to eliminate, and then goes back for another one. So yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 people. Let's see if those are the same faces. Yeah. So those are the same faces. And then it does eliminate Martin.
Target for elimination.
It does eliminate Martin. So Martin's going to die. Spoiler alert. The trailer shows you that. So that I would say that, bet you that's probably the first victim. And then they go back and sort of wipe his memory, and but Martin's definitely going to die because they showed him deceased on the last screen. So this is obviously before that one.
Stories are made of this.
So it showed one of the guys that was already deceased, so maybe we are going to get to see just sort of glimpses of it. I'm sure we'll get to see one, full one, and then it'll just sort of speed through a couple. And then you'll start to see him start to have memories that shouldn't be there.
Tell me, do you remember anything?
Do I know you?
And he always checks. What do you remember? What do you remember? And he's starting to wonder if he knows them. So maybe that's the first sign of him keeping memories.
Yes.
I don't think so.
They've been manipulating you.
They've been manipulating you. I wonder if he's been through it and somehow beat it, or if he just knows about it. But he obviously isn't super strong because he needs that to fight Vin Diesel. So maybe he just knows about it, or maybe somebody he loved was in it, somebody close to him was in it, and now he just tries to help other people.
What you think is real sometimes ain't.
And initiate sequence.
Was that the same guy that was laughing over here?
I don't think so.
I do believe Beard.
You. What you think is real.
I think that's the same person. So maybe he has a change of heart and and is trying to save him. Maybe. I'm not sure, but I think that's definitely the same person. Or maybe that's not one of the workers earlier, and that's just a well cut scene or well cut trailer.
Sometimes ain't.
And initiate sequence.
Yeah, I wonder how many times we're gonna hear initiate sequence in there. So they're making the scene, it looks like the memory. So I wonder if this entire scene takes place in a memory, or in his mind, essentially, while he's hooked up. That way he can't hurt the big bad, but he can still get information. And that's probably whenever he first realizes that they have control over just about everything. I wonder if that's probably the same fight from earlier. They're still fighting on it, so maybe a super strength can give him this, like a super versus a super will build some suspense on him dying. But I mean, other than the kill switch we've seen earlier, I don't really see any way to make you worry about him dying or him not succeeding. Because if he's just going after regular people, then there's really no point. I think I think that's at RST. So maybe that guy isn't bad or isn't good. He's one of the bad guys. And this may be like the final fight. Maybe the black guy helps him keep his superpowers, or super strength at least, and healing, but lose the kill switch. So he takes on. 'Cause that looks like RST to me, um, but I don't know. So maybe the guy he's fighting in like the suit, is part of RST trying to eliminate him.
You can't control me forever.
Sure about that?
Sure about that? Yeah. See, I think this is at RST. This is probably the final battle. Like the end of the climax, the start of the climax. This probably starts it, and he probably. I'd say the scene at the beach is in the memories, but probably before this. Either that or that is the end of the movie, and because you see that he has a false hand, but you can't see in any other, so you don't know if he always has that false hand or not. So maybe he loses it somehow throughout the course of the movie, and that's at the very end, and that's sort of Vin Diesel's way of like sticking it to him, and he's gonna trap him in there or something like that.
Revenge is what makes a man like you. It's.
I mean, he just took a grenade to the chest, but he looks bad. Like, he looks evil in this. So maybe it starts to affect him. I don't know.
Exceptional. You know nothing.
This is still in the same scene in what I think is the memory. Um, I think this is all one scene. They're going back and forth.
about men like me.
Anybody else get like Dom Toretto vibes from that? Maybe I've just seen Fast and Furious too many times, but I feel like that's almost a direct line from one of the movies. Like I feel like that's something Vin Diesel would definitely say throughout a number of characters he plays, but definitely is uh, Dom Toretto. And this is, I'm assuming, the grenade exploding from the earlier scene, or the same scene, but this earlier part where they shot the grenade and he just caught it. I mean, he's blowing up, and that looks badass. Um, there's no way to describe it. I mean, it clearly does damage to him, but like I said earlier, how do you worry about him dying or him not succeeding if he can't die? That doesn't. Maybe they're not going for the suspense, but I mean, if you take a grenade point blank range and it does that much damage to you where you're blown apart, I'm not worried about you getting shot or going up against little baddies. I mean, maybe the final fight scene with the suit does more damage, but I'm not worried about it really.
Guys,
Well, yeah, this. I thought they were by. This is in the woods.
absolutely.
So maybe that's a different scene. But because it looked like the other one was in like the city. So I don't know. But yeah, this is him. I mean, it looks like The Office.
Fantastic.
And now this is probably still falling because it looks like they're still in that same elevator shaft type deal. Which means this scene is gonna have so many cuts in it, I bet. Because they probably had to film. They didn't film this falling, obviously, but they probably have so many different cuts to show you how far they're falling and everything like that. But see, this is when he looks bad. So maybe it's getting, because it's clearly still in him because he's putting up a fight and everything like that. So maybe they just deactivated a kill switch somehow. And then, but he looks like how I would picture. Like if you showed me this picture right here, I would feel like the guy in the suit is the good guy and Vin Diesel is the bad guy. Simply because of their looks. But looks can be deceiving.
I feel like I just heard this. Are they playing this on repeat?
Yeah. So there, I like how they poke fun about how many times, even in the trailer, that song's played. So that's probably going to be not a big moment. That may be like the first thing he notices is the song playing in his head, because songs get stuck in your head throughout memory, and they get stuck throughout memories. But yeah, overall, it seems like a pretty good, even a comic book movie. I mean, even a regular movie. It looks like I look forward to it. Like I said, I feel like there's probably some misdirection in this trailer, but overall, I think it's pretty much what it seems as far as the like he's going to start. It's going to start with him not being in it. It's gonna him joining it somehow. He seems like okay with it at first. It seems like so he may join voluntarily. Maybe his wife did get killed, and he was going back to try to find who killed her, and they recruited him to it. And then he's going to start noticing things, and then somehow he's going to have to get that kill switch out, because that was a pretty big part. I mean, they just shut him down, and he dropped. So I think the black guy is going to help him with that. And then I think that final scene with the guy in the suit, the white guy in the suit, and then Diesel is going to be the final fight scene. And then the scene at the dock, I don't know if that's going to be before the final fight scene or if that's going to be the end of the movie. And him sort of like laying it all out and like, look, this is how it's going. Or if that's going to be before it and that's going to be the main bad guy figuring out how bad it is or how much he knows and everything. But I don't know. We will find out on March 13th. But that was the first trailer scrub. I hope you guys liked it. If you have a comment, question, any concern, however, you want to recommend a movie to do that's coming out, or I mean, even one that maybe I haven't seen that I could do a genuine trailer scrub, or just look at a trailer that I have seen and see how it differs from what I know the movie is. I know that there's a lot of trailer misdirection. That's something Marvel has perfected, is with misdirections in trailers. Nobody else uses fake scenes like Marvel, but yeah, let's see how Bloodshot does in theaters, and I'll be back with another trailer review. See y'all.